Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the dishwasher's water supply underneath the sink. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Whirlpool dishwasher pump and motor assembly. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new pump and motor assembly. The pump and motor assembly contains all the main components at the bottom of the dishwasher. The main reason to be changing it out is if something's gone bad on it and you'd rather change out the whole assembly instead of the individual pieces. In order to get to the part, we have to pull the dishwasher out of the cabinets. First thing we're going to do is go underneath the sink and disconnect the lines. Now that we're underneath the cabinets, you want to make sure that the dishwasher is still unplugged, and you may want to throw a towel down. When we take off the fill line and the drain hose, there's going to be some water that comes out. First, we're going to disconnect the fill line. It's connected right here to the hot water valve. You want to make sure the water valve is off, and then we're going to use our 5/8" wrench to loosen up the hose. Once you have it broke free, you can just reach in and unscrew it by hand. Once you have it off, you can just set it down, and then we can take off the drain hose. To take the drain hose off, you just want to follow it up to wherever it goes. It may go to the garbage disposal. Ours goes up to the air gap. Once you locate the end of it, we're going to take a 5/16 nut driver and loosen up the clamp. Once you have the clamp loose, you can pull it free and set it down. Now that we have the lines disconnected, we're going to open up the dishwasher door and take the lower rack out. To get the rack out, all you have to do is pull it out and lift it off the door. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. Now that we have the lower dish rack out of the way, we can reach in and take the spray arm out. All you have to do is grab this nut and turn it counterclockwise so it unlocks. Once you have it unlocked, we can lift it out and pull it out of the dishwasher. With the spray arm out of the way, we have to reach in and take this base off. There's a locking tab right here that we have to lift up on and then turn it counterclockwise a little bit. And then as you're turning this assembly, there's a couple locking tabs on this water feed hose that we just have to release and then turn the assembly while the hose is coming out. Once you have the hose out, you can turn it the rest of the way and lift it out and set it aside. We can reach in and carefully pull the diverter out. Now that we have the diverter out, we can take out the filters. We're going to take out the filter basket first. All you have to do is kind of push down on it a little bit and turn it counterclockwise. Once it stops, you can lift it out, set it aside. Then we can take out the filter screen. All we have to do is lift it up and pull it out. Now that we have all the parts out of the inside of the dishwasher, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws that hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Now that we have the screws out, we're going to pull the dishwasher out from the cabinet. We're going to lift up on the door and carefully use it to get the dishwasher out from the cabinet. Once you have it out, you can close the door and use the frame to pull it out the rest of the way. We're going to pull it out far enough so we can put a towel down so we can lay it on its back. We're going to lay the towel down to protect the floor and catch any water that may come out. Once you have the towel down, we're going to carefully lay the dishwasher down on its back. Now that we have the dishwasher on its back, we have access to the pump and motor assembly. We're going to use our 5/16 nut driver to take out the screws that hold on the counterbalance weight. Once you have both screws out, you can lift the weight out and set it aside. We can take off everything so we can remove the sump. We're going to start at the top and take off the drain hose. We're going to use pliers to compress the clamp and move it up the drain hose so we can pull it off the pump. Once you have it off, you can just swing the drain hose out of the way. We're going to take out the drain pump. First, we're going to take off the wiring harness. We're just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to press on the release lever. Once you have the wire harness off the drain pump, you want to remove any wires that may be mounted in the holding clips. And then we can turn the drain pump counterclockwise to release it. Once you have it unlocked, you can pull it off the sump, set it aside. Next, we can take the wires off the diverter motor. We're going to take the red one off first. We're just going to use the small flathead screwdriver to release the locking tab. Then we can take the blue wire off. First, we're going to take it out of the little wire holders. Then we'll use a small flathead screwdriver again to release the locking tab and pull the wire harness out. Once you have the wires off, you can just swing them out of the way. Now that we have the wires off the diverter motor, we're going to go up top and release these wire harnesses from the holder. We're just going to take a small flathead screwdriver and lift it up so we can get those out. And we're going to follow it around to the turbidity sensor. We just have to turn this counterclockwise so it unlocks. We can pull it out. Once you have it out, you can just get it out of the way. And we're going to follow these wires down and take them out of the clip that holds them to the motor. And we're going to follow the blue wire around and disconnect it from the motor. If you have to, you can use a small flathead screwdriver to release the little locking tab. Now that we have everything off the sump, we can release the locking tabs. There's 3 of them. You just have to turn these so they're on the sump side instead of the frame side. The 3rd tab is located over here at 3 o'clock. Now that we have the tabs released, we're going to push the assembly up into the dishwasher. There's a little locking tab up here at 12 o'clock. You just have to make sure you push down on it so it clears the little cutout. You can use a small flathead screwdriver and then push the sump up into the dishwasher. Once you have it broke free, you just want to carefully let go of it, and then we can put the dishwasher back up on its feet so we can take it out. We're just going to carefully set the dishwasher up on its feet. Now we're going to push in the dishwasher. We're just going to push it in far enough so the back end's underneath the countertop so it doesn't tip over when we open up the door. Now that we have the dishwasher underneath the countertop, we can open up the door so we can pull the pump and motor assembly out. To get it out, we're going to carefully lift up on it just a little bit and make sure it's pushed back all the way. Then we're going to turn it counterclockwise a little bit so that the drain pump outlet lines up with the little cutout down there. Once you have it lined up, you can lift it out. Once you have it free, you can pull it out of the dishwasher. Here's the old pump and motor assembly next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. Before you put the new pump and motor assembly in, you want to make sure you clean this area off. You can leave it wet and get the seal wet on the pump and motor to make it easier to push it down into place. And then we have to line it up. You want to make sure that the pump outlet goes right into that notch that we lined it up with earlier to take it out. Once you have the pump and motor assembly down into place, you want to make sure that you line up this pin in this notch right at 6 o'clock. You can set it down into place, making sure the pin goes into the notch. Once you have it in place, you just want to go around and push down on the pump and motor assembly. You want to make sure it's seated all the way down. If you don't get it all the way down, you're not going to be able to lock those tabs in on the bottom. Now we can reach underneath and lock the locking tabs. Remember, there's 2 on this side and 1 on the other side. All you have to do is turn them. If you can't turn them, you have to push down harder on the sump to make sure it's seated properly. Once you have all 3 of the tabs locked, we're going to use the door to carefully pull the dishwasher out again so we can lay it on its back. Once you have the dishwasher on its back, we can go underneath and put everything onto the new pump and motor assembly. First, we're going to hook up the wire harness to the main motor. It's down here at 6 o'clock. It's the blue wire. All you have to do is line it up and push it in so it locks in. Once you have that plugged into the motor, we can follow it around and grab that and the dark blue heater wire and put it into the clip that holds it. Once you have the wires in place, we're going to go up and put the turbidity sensor in. If you have any problems putting this in, you can get the O-ring wet. There's a little tab right here. You have to line up with this tab down here at the bottom of the opening. And then you can turn it clockwise so it locks into place. We're going to follow it up and put the wire harnesses on. Just take a small flathead screwdriver, just like when we took these off, and lift this up and stick the wires in. Once you have them in place, we're going to put the drain pump on. To put the drain pump in, you want to make sure you align the bottom of the drain pump up with this little wire holder. You can push it in and turn it clockwise to lock it in. Once you have it in place, we can put the wire back in. We're just going to grab the wire harnesses and grab the brown wire, goes to the drain pump, and plug it in. Once you have it locked in place, we can grab the red and blue wire harnesses and plug those into the diverter motor. Remember, the red wire went on this side, so we're just going to push that in so it locks into place. And then we can put the wire into the little holder. And we can plug in the blue wire. Once you have it locked in place, we can route the wire through the holders. Now that we have all the wires attached, we can put on the drain hose. Just going to grab it and push it onto the fitting. Once you have it started, we're just going to grab our pliers and compress the clamp so we can push it all the way down onto the sump body, and then move the clamp down so you get a good seal. Now that we have the drain hose installed, we have to put on the weight. So we're going to just put it into position, and then we can use our 5/16" nut driver to put the screws in. Now that we have everything put onto the new pump and motor assembly, we can put the dishwasher back on its feet. To put the dishwasher back up on its feet, we're just going to carefully lift it up. The insulation's sliding off. Make sure you grab that at the same time. Now that we have the dishwasher back on its feet, we can pull the towel out and push it back in the cabinet. Now we have to reach underneath and put the lines through the cabinets. We want to push the dishwasher in about halfway. Then we can go underneath the sink and pull on the lines to make sure they're not caught on anything. Then we can push the dishwasher in the rest of the way. Now we can reconnect the drain hose to the air gap. Once you have it pushed up into place, we're going to use our 5/16" nut driver to tighten down the clamp. Once you have the drain line hooked up, we can hook up the water line. All you have to do is get it started by hand. Once you have it snug, we can reach in with our 5/8" wrench to tighten it down so it doesn't leak. Now that we have the lines reconnected, we can open up the dishwasher door and put everything onto the new pump and motor assembly. First, we're going to put the water supply line into the fitting. We're going to lift up on this tab right here to release it, and then turn this counterclockwise. Just like when we took it off, we're going to line up the hose so it goes in here, and then just turn it back and lock it into place. Once you have it locked back in place, we can put the filters back in. We'll put the filter screen on first. All you have to do is set it underneath the two tabs and push it down into place. Then we can put the filter basket in. All you have to do is set it down and turn it clockwise until it drops down, and push down a little bit, turn it so it locks into place. Once you have the filter basket in, you can put the spray arm in. You want to make sure the locking tab on the spray arm is lined up between the two tabs on the base. You can set it down into place and turn it clockwise until it snaps in. Once you have it in there, you want to make sure the spray arm spins freely, and then we can put in the lower dish rack. To put the dish rack back in, all you have to do is set it on the door and push it back into place. Once you have it in there, we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put in the screws that hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Once you have both screws in, you can close the dishwasher door, plug it back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.